Let's see if it's streaming. Should be.
Yeah, and I think it is.
So,
I think it's working.
all right, let's go. Let's go. Super excited.
At least I think it's working. Can you see it?
I can see it. I'm looking at it right now. Yep.
Okay.
So, we're good.
What does the title say?
Welcome to our live show.
That's it?
That's what it says. That's what I see. So let me open it and see if there's anything else. I don't see anything else. Yep, just welcome to our live show.
Okay. We're getting a lot of like feedback.
All right. Well, here, let me turn. I have it on mute, but
Anyway. All right. I'm glad that we got that taken care of. Okay. So look, we had the show starting late. Not our, fault. A lot of real life stuff. I just getting back.
yeah.
And
what school teacher has to work till freaking 9 o'clock at night? This guy.
that guy, yeah, on draft night.
I know, like on draft night, I told everybody too. I'm at this meeting. I'm like, I'm gonna get y'all out of here at 8 o'clock because the drafts are coming on, right? And I turned around when I said my last thing, asked for any questions. It was 8:05. I'm like, 5 minutes late, but let's go.
Pretty close. Pretty
It
close.
was close. I was close.
But look, 2 Michigan players taken in the top 10.
Top 10, top
Right?
9. You want to
No,
be
okay, I mean,
specific?
Right? Okay, yeah.
I look,
Hey, look, man, top 10 still works. All right.
I know, but and there was an Ohio State guy there yet, so I didn't see one in those. So it's a good start. And then Colston Loveland just got picked too, so that's already 3 Michigan guys.
That's right. Oh, what? No, he was number 10.
He was
that's 3 guys in top 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Mason Graham.
I forgot about that. I was trying to get the stuff set up for the live show, and I totally forgot that the that he was taken.
Let me count this. All right, so we got Mason Graham went 5. Colston Loveland went 10. So those were the 2. It is just 2.
Oh, it is just 2.
Yeah, I thought Will Johnson would have already got selected, but I guess I think a lot of people did. But
look, Will Johnson's
going
to be a beast, though.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I have my questions about him. I feel like he kind of quit on my team at the end, and it was meaningless games. And I get where that feedback might come from, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm,
but he was hurt a lot at the end of the season, and I don't know. I think that's hurting his stock.
Yeah, and it was turf toe, if I remember correctly too.
And that's tough. That's one of those things that it's got to take time to heal.
Let's see. Can I change something on here? I don't know.
Oh, jeez, I love this great commercial. Peyton Manning wearing long jean shorts, fanny pack, staring at the grill. That's my kind of clothes right there.
Oh yeah. This has changed a little bit since we last did a live show. It changed, and
we haven't done a live show since
the MLB draft.
No, we did the MLB draft. No, we didn't play. We didn't do any of the playoff games for the Lions live.
Did we?
Was it this year we did the live ones? I think we did. We didn't do the NFC or whatever. No, they didn't make it to the NFC chain. No, we didn't do it this year. We didn't do it this year.
We didn't do it.
Oh man, it's over a year now, almost, right? Almost a year.
Almost a year. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And I know we haven't. You're working on some stuff, but how about that Cam Ward getting picked number 1? There's been a lot of stuff about him. 0 stars when he came out of high school, right? Became, running the wing triple option kind of whatever, right? Become a
Right.
good a passer that he has. Congratulations to that young man. That's to me, when you put in work, I think that just shows people, if you do the work, good things can happen.
All right. I figured it out. So,
Okay. But yeah, like all these kids that are getting drafted today, though, this is life changing, right? Think about the number of people that get selected every year for the NFL and the number of players that are eligible for the draft every single year. And that's just eligible. What about all these college kids that play and all of these high school, the opportunity to go play in the pros in front of the, millions of people is just really cool.
well, yeah,
There he is, Kenneth Grant, number 13. That's 3 Michigan guys, boys.
oh, you're ahead of me. But you always are, though.
No, sorry. You should.
I just got the what's his face walking out.
Oh, oh yeah. Okay. Oops, wrong button. Let's do that. Look, I'm gonna wait. Tell me when they get to the Penn State, Michigan.
Okay. Well, he just announced Kenneth Grant. They're showing him now live, at his house. And they're showing his profile.
Okay. Should be coming up real quick.
Now.
Okay. This has got to be the coolest play ever. This is a big man running down a running back.
Running him down, yeah.
Right? And he ran him down. I mean, Kenneth Grant is a freaking beast. Him and Mason Graham on the front was going to sorely be missed at Michigan.
Yeah, they were a main reason why Michigan was able to beat Ohio State this year.
Exactly, right? So just
controlling that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very happy for the guys, right? I mean, it hurts for Michigan, but Michigan seems to they've done really well on the defensive front four about replacing people. So I'm excited to see who we've got. But like I said, when you see a 300-pound guy chasing down a running back, that's hustle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, right? That's hustle. Yeah, very cool.
Well,
this could be like a Michigan record for the number of first-round picks they could have.
Yeah, it could be. As much as I love Will Johnson, I'm just hypothetically, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not predicting this at all. So just throw that out there. But what if he falls to the point where the Lions could potentially pick him, either by trading up or maybe it just falls all the way down to that far or whatever? Again, hypothetically. Right. The Lions have put so much invested in the quarterbacks, especially last year.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's as good as what he is, do you think they would still look at drafting him or, go somewhere else?
I think the Lions might be in a rare position for the Lions in that they may be able to take best player available, especially when you're picking at 28, right? So while I might have some concerns about his injury history, I think if he fell to 28, I think that's like I take him. And that's just not me because it's a Michigan guy. I mean, you know, he when healthy, like this guy Will Johnson's the guy, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and I know you can say that about a lot of people when they're healthy they got and that's true. But bottom line is that I think at that point you can take that guy. Colts just took Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want offensive players to go early, so defense will be available for the Lions. That's all I'm really wanting, right?
I mean, it's kind of where we still need to pick up some players. Linebacker, I think a good outside linebacker, someone who can go sideline to sideline. A defensive end. I mean, depth at the tackle position. DB. I mean, last year DBs were at a premium for us because they kept getting hurt, right? So to me, that's where I would say our pick is going to go if we're going to pick. If we pick at 28, even I think if we pick it and we trade out and we pick in this, our first pick is probably going to be defense.
Yeah, I would think so.
If not, it's going to be inside offensive line, guard, center. Right? And that, to me, that's only because of age. Not, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So our offensive line, I think we've got a couple more years out of those guys. But, they are getting up there. But they're a good team together, the starting five for the Lions.
There's a lot of edge that's available, and one of those, say, top 6 or so edge players will be available, I think, when the Lions get ready to pick. I do believe that.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be, Pierce, Green, Stewart, or the Isaiah Ruaku. I can't say his name. I was calling Donovan. Right, one of those guys is going to be available, and I don't know. Like, I'm not against small school guys necessarily,
right?
Because I like production. I've been saying that all the time. It doesn't matter what sport it is. Every draft we talk about, it's always about production.
Yes,
and I'd rather take a guy that has good production. Whether it's whatever level they're playing at, than someone that just tests well at the combine or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And, so Mike Green, out of Marshall, he had the most sacks in the FBS last year with 17. But, again, he's playing at Marshall.
Right.
Plus, he's, 6'3", 251. You might call him a little undersized for, an edge rusher maybe.
Yep. Like, is he going to, does he play, is he like a 3-4 guy where he's playing more like an outside linebacker guy?
It's actually funny you mentioned that because he converted from a linebacker position from Marshall.
Okay.
To edge. Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's we'll kind of look at Ashton Jeanty. If I said his name right, I hope I did.
Yeah.
The running back out of Boise State, right?
Mm-hmm.
This kid was. It didn't matter who he played, right? Like, he was just running through people. Good vision, good speed, good power. Like, as far as an all around back, this kid's, I mean, great. And I think, not exactly excited that he went to the Raiders, because I feel like kids who go to people who go to the Raiders, other than Max Crosby, right? Nothing against Max, because I want you to be a Lion really bad, Max. I really do. But you just, if you get the right mentor when he gets there, he gets the right coaching staff. Like, I think the Raiders could be something, but they, who's going to be their quarterback now? Derek Carr. They're talking about his shoulder. No, is Derek Carr still with the Raiders? No, he's with the Saints. He went to the Saints. But the problem is not who's quarterbacking the Saints? Who went to not the Saints, the Raiders? Raiders. Who did he go? Is that the guy that
Geno Smith?
Geno Smith. I was just gonna say the guy from Seattle. So that Geno Smith is a good quarterback, right? And I think if you get the right players around him, you get the right offensive line, you got to protect him. But if you want to be a run-first team, I think that's part of why they went for Ashton Jeanty. But on the other side of that also, right, running back had a resurgence last year, right? As far as getting paid, as far as like their production, both running and receiving, just all around, all of that, right? Yep. So it was really cool to see that resurgence for the running back position because for a long time it lost value, right? Because they could just put anybody back there and hand the ball off, and that was it, right? And really, people who know because they played fantasy football know that's kind of how it was. You didn't know who to put in running back, right? There just wasn't like always a solid guy. You either had to pick both running backs from the team and play them at the same time so you could get one player's worth of points. So, I don't know. I'm really excited about what the Lions opportunity at 28, the things that they can do. They're opportunities, right?
Yep.
They're far enough down in the first round where someone might want to trade up out of the second round. The Lions could use a couple picks if they wanted to, right? They could use a couple extra picks, I should say. But so it would be nice, I think, to see them trade down. I've never been as high on Jameson Williams as you have. I've been more critical of his off the field stuff.
You've been critical for sure,
right? But last year, the guy came in and he worked and he played and he did his thing, right? So I was excited to see him finally have a good season,
right?
But the Lions got a lot of youth, and they're starting to pay that youth because they're coming up on those contract times.
Yep.
So I feel like he's a piece, and it's been in the paper here in Detroit, if you don't know, about, some of the things he might have posed. Like, it's like tabloid stuff. But in the end, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, this is a guy that we could really get something for. Because he did show something. He's got good speed. I say good speed. He's got great speed.
Oh, yeah.
Like great on the field speed and pads speed. Right?
Yep.
We're talking about game speed here. So you could get something for him.
Easy. And so when we're talking about that, before we went live a little bit, and I made mention what might happen, right? Like, and I posed this question to you: would you take it? Well, seeing as how the Giants just drafted a defensive end, like that kind of makes Thibodeau a little expendable because you're not going to want, like, as a Giant, you're not going to want to pay Thibodeau too, right? When his contract expires. The Giants could use a receiver. Lions could use an edge rusher. Like, what about like a straight up swap or something close to it? Thibodeau for Williams. Like, to me, I think in that scenario, both teams win.
I agree. Giants get somebody who can stretch the field. We get a guy that's going to sit opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. So I think that would be a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, you got I mean, Malik Neighbors, I think, is the number one receiver right now. And aside from him, they don't really have anybody.
Right.
I mean, Darius Slayton, Wendell Robinson? Like, you put Jamo on that team.
Yeah.
Right?
You put a Malik Neighbors on one side and him on the other side.
Exactly.
I mean, that's an instant upgrade.
So, excuse me. So yeah, I was just thinking that, because I don't know. I just see that as I just see it making sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they already paid Brian Burns, right?
Right.
And I don't know. Like, I just don't know how they're gonna like pay Thibodeau.
No, I mean, I agree, and that's been, we're not the only ones saying that. I've read I've seen snippets of that, right? Like that was a possibility, like the Lions trying to trade for him, whether it was just a pick, but it wasn't about Jamo at the time because it was earlier, like January, February, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, we're getting the mid-teens right now. Kind of changing the subject real quick, not like intentionally, but Lions have done a lot of movement in the teens. So I'd hate for them to give up any capital. However, Lions are so close to a Super Bowl run. This is the time you do it, right? Like this is when you give up the capital in order to get your guy. So I'm not sure who they're going to be going after right now. Like who they're hoping is going to fall to them, and who they are willing to trade up for. I'm just saying, like between now and 20, I don't know. It could happen.
It could. So, the thing is, right, is that you got to look at. It's not just the draft cap, like moving. The Lions' window, I think, is getting narrow. And I'm saying that because these young players that have been very productive for the Lions early in their career are all coming up on contract times, right?
Oh, for sure.
So there's going to be a moment where the Lions just can't afford to keep all of these people, right? And that was been a thing with Brad Holmes, was that until what this year, everybody he's drafted was still on the team.
Yeah.
Right? So now that's not happening, right? Like it's a natural way to. It's football. It's sports.
Well, when you have Holmes coming in to a team that was devoid of so much talent, that like pretty much anybody you draft was going to be better than was on the roster, right? Like that's I mean, you could go in there with basically a blindfold on and throw a dart at a wall and find somebody that would be better that could make your team. But now, because the roster's been improved so much, they got one of the best rosters in the NFL. That hypothetically, if you had 7 draft picks to pick 7 players,
right?
I don't think 7 players make this team, right? Like,
yeah, I think it would be tough for our 4th round pick to make this team.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Now, right now, it depends what happens with JMO too, but like coming into tonight, right? Edge rusher, definitely I think the position of need the most, right? Edge rusher number 1. After that, I would love to see some sort of offensive lineman, offensive guard, something that can play alongside the entire offensive line, because I believe that some of the rookies that we had drafted previously that got injured, they're coming back. Like I think they're going to be able to step in. But look, everything that we do as a team on offense revolves around the offensive line. Everything. The run game especially. You have to have a good offensive line to make our offense work.
Correct.
And so I do, and I don't want to jeopardize that. So
No.
I want to see like some sort of investment into offensive line at some point in the draft, and I wouldn't mind it being early.
No.
And then, so defensive end, offensive lineman, and then I don't know, defensive tackle or linebacker. I mean, let's stay defense.
Yeah. I would love to see a linebacker, an outside linebacker where Jack Campbell can stay inside, someone who can go sideline to sideline. That kind of because you need someone who Jack Campbell does okay in pass coverage, right? I know he got better from his first year to his second year.
He did get better,
right.
Yeah,
but somebody that can cover a tight end, right? We're not pulling a safety up. Would be awesome. Or no,
I got you. And right now, like, look, he's not going to fall to him, but that Jihad Campbell, I think, would be a great addition because of specifically for that. Like, I think that he's better than what is thought about as far as like coverage goes because he's known more as a pass rusher, but like I think it can convert. But see, here's the thing, though. This is where I'm going to disagree with you slightly. Okay, just slightly. Hear me out. I think this is where Campbell takes a huge leap forward. We already saw a big leap between his first season to a second season.
Yep.
I think this is when he comes from a second season to a third season where he becomes one of the best linebackers in the league.
Oh, okay.
I really do. I think when you see him play this year, I think he's going to be thought of as one of the best, even Pro Bowl worthy.
Yeah.
This year. Okay. So
he has the talent, like, right?
Yep.
And his rookie season wasn't horrible, but it wasn't where based on where we drafted him, right? But that transition again, like you said, he came in that second year and looked great, right? But I love his length in the center right there, right, where he's got to make the quarterback throw it a little higher, or a little more wider outside because of his reach. I think that's where Jack Campbell really is a factor in that, right?
And okay, so I'm gonna go back. I'm sorry, my head's going like 100 miles an hour right now. Let's just say hypothetically, Lions do make a trade for Thibodeau. Let's just say that happens, right? You get Thibodeau as your guy outside of opposite Hutchinson, which instantly makes your defense better. And so now you don't really need a defensive end to draft in the first round. So now you can use that first round pick, like we were talking about, for like say the linebacker. Let's just say Campbell does fall. Jihad Campbell. You have two Campbells at linebacker, and Campbell's a better outside linebacker, especially playing for the run and pass rush. So now you're going to have like an upgraded end, upgraded linebacker core, and really the only thing that we really need to look at then at that point is going to be offensive line, or if we trade Jamo, potentially a receiver.
Right.
I don't know. To me, it makes me excited to think about it. Just like the possibilities if we can get something for Jamo, like that, they can step in right away. They can play right away.
And that's why it's so unique for Detroit, right? One, they're picking deep in the first round, 28.
Yeah, we haven't picked 28. I mean, as far as the Lions picked 28, we've traded before.
Correct.
And got
correct.
But as Lions picked 28. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, and there's in such a unique position roster wise, right? It's not one of those where we just need to get better talent, right? It's not that kind of year.
No, it's not.
Right? Like they can.
No, it's not.
Who do we think can make us better and take us to the next level? That's where they are.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
They are not in I gotta just get better. Just gotta get better at everything. Right. So I think that's the most unique thing for the Lions.
I'm telling you, dude, I just want some defensive help this year. And we're going to get a lot of our secondary players back. They're not going to be as, hopefully, as injured as what they were.
Yeah. Lee McNeil.
Yeah. Look, you know how much I love Lee McNeil.
Oh, I know. And there's reason to love him. Dude, he's a doorstop. Right?
Yeah.
It takes 2 guys to stop him.
Yeah. And we got, look, I'm even okay investing another pick into a defensive tackle. Like, I know, well, DJ Reader, we had him.
Reader.
You know, like, I get it.
But it's age thing
I just
for
can't.
Reader.
I can't trust him to stay healthy.
That's right.
So,
right. So there's a couple of picks I think I want to talk about.
Okay.
So I want to talk with Travis Hunter, right? This kid is a freak of nature too, right? Played the most snaps of any player in college football, right? Because playing both sides. Where do you see him being the most effective at the next level? So the Jaguars selected him, and he was listed as a cornerback. I just feel like the Jaguars are kind of like the old Lions. Just they have some talent, right? Like he's going to play out of the backfield. I think he's going to play receiver. He's going to end up playing both ways, I think, at this level. And it's something you don't see a whole lot of.
I think they're going to definitely try it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So, and I don't know. It could be one of those deals where it's going to be like he plays, minimal offensive snaps, and maybe he's playing mostly defense, right? Like it's a gimmick plays or, third down plays. Shamar Stewart, the edge rusher from A&M, just got picked.
Look, I think if I was in charge of an NFL franchise and just drafted Travis Hunter, right? Like, he's a wide receiver first. Like, I 100% wide receiver first. And here's why. Number one, it usually takes cornerbacks time to transition to the NFL level, right? Yeah. So, whereas I'm not saying I wouldn't play him on defense at all his first year. I'm just saying what I would do is I'd put him in certain packages and limit his plays on defense. But I would need to give my franchise quarterback another weapon, because right now all they got is Brian Thomas Jr. And at the same time, I need to take pressure off Brian Thomas Jr.
Yep.
So by putting him on offense first, I think he would instantly upgrade that offense and make the offense way better. So wide receiver first, and then put him in packages on defense and see how he does on defense, and then just go from there. I mean, because you can't just sit there and say, it's in stone, this is exactly how it's going to be, right? Like, if he is completely excelling and he's able to have that workload, then, give him more plays. But I have to play him on offense first.
Yeah. Well, and that was why I thought it was unique. That's why I was asking, is that the way he was listed, and this is through, this is on Yahoo, but they was listed as a cornerback, and it didn't say cornerback receiver, right? So that's why, and does he get listed? Let's talk about pay scale. And I mean, he's the number 2 guy, so like he's going to get paid, right? But does a number 2? Does he get more pay as a receiver? Or does he get more paid as a quarterback? Cornerback.
It's all slotted now. It's all slotted.
It is, but I still feel like there's some. Because what if it was a quarterback? You're saying
it's all slotted.
That's
why there's no holdouts, because every position now has a. It's predetermined how much money you're going to get.
Okay. I know that's the case. I know they have the rookie pay scale. I know that, but for some reason I thought it was still. I'm not saying the third pick is going to get paid more than the second pick, I guess, but. I don't know. Maybe it's something with the guaranteed money or anyway. But And just again, it's unique. I think that they listed him as a cornerback and not either both or as a receiver. So,
well, that's just
NFL,
Yahoo.
And the NFL, who's going to get the guy coming out of his rookie contract, going into his first deal, right? Where he's coming off that rookie contract. Does a cornerback get more money than a receiver?
I mean, I'm not sure if one gets more than another. Both those are premier positions.
I know, but that's the thing, because there's been times where like tight ends wanted to get reclassified as a receiver because obviously a receiver makes more than a tight end. Right? Yeah, because they play mostly receiver. They're playing wide out. They're not even blocking. They're not doing that. There's been several of those types of tight ends, but they don't get reclassified and they're stuck at tight end.
Yep. But that's the. But I mean, tight end versus receiver, that's a big pay difference. Cornerback versus, I mean, I still think wide receivers get paid more money, but cornerbacks, they still get paid good too, though.
They do again, and that's why I'm wondering if there's what's the method to the madness of being listed as a cornerback, I guess.
But I think he's only listed as a cornerback on Yahoo. If you look at ESPN, NFL.com, he's a slash.
Okay. All right. Where's my NFL? Where'd it go? There it is. But anyway, yeah, unique. He's, Heisman Trophy winner, right? To me, he's like, wow. I don't want to put him in the stratosphere as an Ohtani, but
no, don't do that.
But it's still unique in any sport to see a two-way player, right? And that's what I want to say is that I won't do any of that other, but bottom line, he could, but that's going to be a lot of wear and tear on a body.
Right? Yes, it is.
So, let's see. Seattle just selected Gray Zabel, North Dakota State guard. This guy's
North Dakota State's turning out some offensive linemen.
They are.
But no, that's the again, I wouldn't mind if the Lions were to take an offensive lineman here with the pick.
Right.
Again, it wouldn't be my first choice. I want a defensive end right now, but I'm just saying, like, I couldn't hate on it because how important that offensive line is to this offense as a whole.
Yeah. So it looks like he played a little bit of left tackle. Well, he did play 16 games at left tackle, but they got him listed as a guard. Even showed him playing center. I'm like, this guy's got some. He's my kind of guy.
Absolutely.
Play anywhere on the offensive line. That's a Lions dude all day. It just sucks that he went at 18.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we're so used to picking up towards the top of the draft.
I know. Like, this is hard. Like, our show would have been over like an hour and a half ago because they picked like 3. But, oh, man. It's getting closer, though.
It is getting closer.
10 more picks. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, 10 more picks. Let's see. Tampa. Who do you think Tampa takes? What does Tampa need? I mean, offensively, I think they're okay.
Well, they're getting up there in age, too, though.
They are. So,
yeah.
Maybe a receiver. Their running backs are good. I think they got a young kid. I can't think of his name, but he was a rookie last year, I think.
I think it's going to be defense.
Defense?
Yeah. This might be a spot for, say, Will Johnson, even.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
it could be a spot for him. I think. Overall, I think he's the best defensive player on the board right now.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, they may like another quarterback better. I don't know.
Right.
Right. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think they got to go defense here, though. So, one of the guys I like is James Pierce out of Tennessee, just because he's quick and fast for an edge rusher.
Right.
Like he doesn't have the power, but he's kind of like a pure pass rusher. And I could see it. I'm just saying I could see it.
Okay. Let's see. Daniel Jeremiah's top 150. Let's see where Will Johnson sits. Your guy. Oh no, that's not him. That's not it. Let's keep going. Will Johnson 16th on the top 150 for Daniel Jeremiah.
Oh, you mean like overall? Not like right now, right?
No, okay. No. Yeah, overall. So looking at see who's already been picked. You got let's see. Travis Hunter's been picked. Abdul Carter, Ashton Genty, Mason Graham, Jalen Walker, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, Cam Ward. Did that tackle Armand Membo?
Yeah, he was drafted.
He got drafted. He's been picked. Okay. Yeah. Barron, the quarterback out of Texas. I don't think he's been selected yet.
No, nope.
I think it maybe Jade, maybe you pronounce it. Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU.
Yep, he was drafted early.
Okay.
I think he was the first one off the board.
All right. Jahad Campbell, I think I saw he got selected.
Nope. That's the guy I was talking about where I wouldn't mind if the Lions got him after trading for Thibodeau.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amari Hampton.
He's still on the board.
Yeah. Matthew Golden, receiver.
He's still on the board.
Nick Emanwari.
Emanwari, yeah, from South Carolina. Yep. He's still on the board.
So he's a safety, and then Will Johnson. So
really, he's down that far, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there just looks like 3 defensive players that are on the board still. 1 safety, 1 cornerback, 1 defensive line.
Yeah, I mean they got Barron ahead of him, which I mean I can see that. I mean I don't. The reason I like Will Johnson more than Barron is just because of size, right? I mean 6'2" versus 5'11".
Yeah,
I'm
a big body guy myself.
Yeah, but Barron had a better again testing stuff, right? Like he had the better 40-yard dash and everything else, and but that's why I always say like I want production. I want someone that you can. Like I don't know. It almost seems like I don't mind taking a flyer on somebody, but not with a first round pick. Really, I want someone that's a little bit more. You feel more comfortable with being able to, see the production in the field already.
Well, so let's talk about a guy that's still not selected, and I'm not a huge fan, but Shedeur Sanders. Right? So we're at pick 19. We're talking about now teams that made the playoffs coming up after this, right?
Yeah, well, that'll be 12. Yeah, be 12, right?
So, how many
who are they picking?
Tampa went receiver.
Ohio State.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Next to Mike Evans.
Look, I mean, like I said, I knew their wide receivers were getting old, but I did not think they were going to go offense here. I thought they were
going to go defense. Yeah,
because I thought they'd be good for one more year.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Evans has got 11 years of 1,000 yards a season, so I think he's got a 12th. Like, I agree with you, but you get this guy in there now, this kid, and he gets to learn under that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not again. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a dumb pick or anything like that.
No,
just not where I thought they were going to go.
Yeah, there's been a lot of first-round receivers at Ohio State, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So back to this Shedeur Sanders. I'm trying to think of teams, that are coming up, right? Who are going to pick a first-round quarterback but not play him, right?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is coming up. That's true.
That's the only one I can think of. I mean, Minnesota. No. Minnesota has JJ McCarthy, right?
Yeah, they got JJ McCarthy.
So,
let's see. Hold on. Let's look.
Yeah, just Pittsburgh. That's it.
The Broncos are good. Steelers, Chargers are good. Packers are good. Vikings, Texans. No,
CJ Stroud.
The Rams only because what's his face is getting old. But
I don't think Sanders. I don't think Sanders fits that offense.
I don't think so either. Ravens are good. I think the Lions are fine. Commanders got their guy. Bills got their guy. Chiefs got their yeah. If he doesn't get selected by
Pittsburgh,
I don't see him getting picked in the first round unless
someone trades up.
Needy team trades back up.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So that's like his last first round hope at this juncture, right?
Right. Yep.
But some of the games that I saw, I wasn't impressed, right? I think he could play the game, but I don't think he's a day one starter. That's me. I think he's a project. I think if he goes to the right system, right? Where maybe, right? But I don't see him starting day one. And I'm not a huge fan of starting rookie quarterbacks.
No, honestly. You're not.
Right? I just, sometimes it turns out, right? Bo Nix had a pretty good year, but Bo Nix, I think, is an anomaly, too, because of his age and the amount of time he played ball, right? I think he played with Peyton under that offense, and he played well. What's his face out of Houston, the Ohio State guy? CJ Stroud. Total shocker. This is the Michigan guy. Total shocker when it comes to CJ Stroud, right? So,
yep.
I just, it does happen where you can get a first round, you get a rookie quarterback, and they come in and they play well, right?
Jaden Daniels,
yeah.
I think it's happening more often now than what it was in the past. Because even, I don't know.
I think it has something to do with the style of quarterback play now and how it's trying to transition to the next level. Right? So you got a lot of mobile quarterbacks now. It's like that's a lot of what's happening at the college level. And you're starting to see those quarterbacks, the mobile quarterbacks are, they're making plays. That's what they're supposed to do. But they're able to do it multiple ways. So now you can't go out there and just guard the guys who go out into the pattern. You got to, there's that one extra skill player now that you really got to pay attention to because he can do multiple things. And I think that's what, Travis Hunter is going to be, right? When you put him on offense, right? I could certainly see them lining him up as a tailback, right? And then running them out, putting him in the slot. He's going to be an outside guy. He's going to be all over the place, But you put him out there, you don't know what he's gonna do because he can do so many things. All right. Pick is in for Denver. Hasn't been announced yet. What do you think? I think they're gonna go receiver.
At some point, these defenders have to start coming off the board. I'm going to go Harmon. Okay. I think he's the best defensive tackle available out of Oregon.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited about bringing Mom home so we can go get crab legs on Sunday.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mom, if you ever watch this, I love you. I'm excited about the crab legs.
I've been waiting. I've been thinking about it.
Oh.
Yes. I got some more cards in as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Ohtani cards?
No.
Oh, all right.
No, I've kind of given up on Ohtani. No, I don't have a McGonagall card yet. I went with actually the two of the cards I most recently bought are athletics players of all people. Believe it or not. Yes.
Well, they do have a couple of ball players.
I was saying I'm pretty impressed with a couple of them. One of which is currently leading the major league in home runs. Tyler Soderstrom. It's an auto out of 50.
Okay. Nice.
That's kind of a cool card. But the player I'm actually really excited about is a very young player, was drafted last year, and it's Jacob Wilson.
Oh, I think I heard
so a patch auto from him. Yeah, I have. Oh, there it is, Barron.
Yeah, they took Barron.
Quarterback. Well, I knew it was going to be, like I said, I knew defense has to start coming off the board. I just thought they were going to go defensive tackle, but
yeah, I mean we're deep down. I mean that's pick 20.
Right, exactly.
So
now Pittsburgh's next though.
Here it comes. This is the one. Like I've seen it. I've seen the. This is where he's been predicted to go, if he was going to get selected. Shedeur Sanders, that is.
I just
don't know that.
I know. I don't know what to really say. Like
Pittsburgh. I'm so used to seeing big quarterbacks in Pittsburgh, right? Even Mason Rudolph is not a little man, right? I'm not saying he's the guy, but because he hasn't been the guy, but you had Big Ben, like Mason Rudolph was in there. Some of these Ohio State guys that they brought in were big quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders is not that guy.
Yeah, but think about who they brought in recently.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
And then they brought in.
Well, what about way back? Let's go way back for Coach Chin. Even they brought in what Slash? Stewart, Cordell Stewart, right?
Cordell Stewart.
They do have a history of having some of those type of quarterbacks. But I'll say this though, I'm gonna look this. I'm gonna get roasted for this, but I'm gonna say it anyways because that's what I do. I'm gonna give my opinion because hey, it's our show. I'm part of it. I can do that.
We can do what we want.
Shedeur Sanders is not as athletic as I think most people believe him to be. I think it's because he's living on his dad's name. No, I'm not saying he's a statue. He's not like a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning, right? But as far as like he just seems to be given this past that he's going to be this, great scrambler and, runner. I just don't think he's that. I don't. I think he's a better decision maker and passer than most people are giving him credit for.
Right.
But I think he's not as athletic as people are giving him credit for. I think he's, that's just where I sit, when I watch him. So but I think that Pittsburgh, why not?
Yeah. Well, their pick is in, so it's about to happen. And I know.
Look, they got nobody. Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. They got nobody.
I know. He's going to get, and everybody there is going to he's going to have to start day one. Now, they got a good defense, which is going to help keep them in games. Right?
Yep.
But I saw that graphic. I think it put up like 43 passing touchdowns since Ben Roethlisberger retired. That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That's 4 years ago. In 4 years, they've only thrown averaged 11 touchdowns a season passing. That is crazy. Right? Just crazy.
It is. It is.
So here it comes. Moment of truth. But they showed a guy talking on the Steelers camp, talking on the phone, and Shedeur Sanders was not on the phone. So, but you can't.
They don't show that no more, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But he's not at the comp or at the draft either. He's in Texas. But they took Derek Carmen out of Oregon, the defensive tackle.
Okay. I like him. He was a transfer from Michigan State. I don't know if you know that or not.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was he played for State. I think all but this last year.
Okay. Nice. Well, as a defender to get to go play defensive tackle next to TJ Watt, hell yeah, I'm in. Your job just got easier. Look who's on their defense. Cam Hayward, their new pick, TJ Watt, Joey Porter, and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Come on now. That's pretty good. We're not going to call it the steel curtain, but it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And again, I would not have minded him to be on the Lions. Next on Lee McNeil. I think that would have been very disruptive.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, guys like that played in big games, right? They played in big conferences. And I know it is about production, but sometimes it is about where you're, the teams, the competition can matter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So,
yes.
And, can good job. That's awesome. See, is there another? What do the Chargers do? I thought the Chargers would get Colston Loveland. Get to go play for his old head coach.
That'd have been great, but I don't think he's gonna fall that far though.
Really? I honestly thought he would. Not because he's a tight end, not
because
of anything else.
Right.
Right.
But tight ends have been big X factors recently, though.
They have.
And they've been getting a lot of love.
Here we go. Let's see. I got to get a better app.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would they take? They need a freaking receiver.
They do. That's why I was like, Colston Loveland would be great because he can play, inside and outside. He knows the system that they want to do. He knows they want to be run first, right? So, he would have been a great fit.
It's either got to be like an offensive lineman to help them run the ball, or it's got to be a receiver because they got nobody.
Yep.
Who is the best receivers right now on the board? Oh, Matthew Golden. That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he?
I didn't think about him.
No.
He's Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, but he ran a 4.340, a sub 4.3, right? So he's going to be like that.
Stretch the field guy.
Stretch the field slot guy. I mean, he's 5'11", 191. You know that's going to be his role. Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, in the Jim Harbaugh offense, that is the deep ball is not. Yes, they do it, right? And
you gotta have
Justin.
You gotta have the threat.
You gotta have the threat. I agree. And Justin Herbert, we know, can throw the ball, right?
Exactly. Yes.
But I think last year they suffered more protecting him than they did trying to get the ball down the field. Which I think offensive line would be better.
Like I said, it's got to be one of the two. It's got to be one of the two. I mean, like who else would you take? Like Simmons out of Ohio State, if you're going to go offensive line. I mean, you could go guard, I suppose. Again, you got Donovan Jackson of Ohio State too. I don't know. Like,
I mean, not that he was. I would say he's a big loss. I mean, they did lose. They lost Joey Bosa too. I don't know. You know, I guess a defender, an edge rusher. I think the Chargers could almost anywhere and get better. I mean, they finished
really 11-6.
It's not that bad, but
not really wrong.
Season.
I mean, you know, this actually. What if they went Omari and Hampton out of North Carolina?
Yeah.
I mean, the dude has a good combination of speed and power, right? He was third in the country in rushing yards after contact. I mean, he ran a 4.46 40. Like, and he's a pretty good receiver out of the backfield. Like,
yeah, I forgot. Like, they have Ladd McConkey, and I forgot about him. They drafted him last year.
Mm-hmm.
He almost 1,200 yards receiving that last year.
Yeah, and I think that's all they got though. They don't have another receiver opposite him.
Right.
I know they drafted. Who is that guy? He's got this. He drops too many passes though. Dang it! I can't think of his name. I gotta look it up now. Quentin Johnston. That's who it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chargers also signed Najee Harris.
Yeah, the 1-year deal.
Yep. The things I forgot. You just forget. Too many things happen.
Man, we're getting close to the Lions, though, man. Like, this is... I'm telling you, I was expecting something. I was expecting them to trade up, and they haven't yet. And now they got... because after this, they got, their divisional rivals, Green Bay and Minnesota. I don't see a deal with them.
Yeah. Oh, Will Johnson is still sitting there. Go play for his old coach. and his old defensive coach.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that could happen.
Huh. I don't know. I get it. I get the connection, but it's still got to be receiver, offensive lineman. I know, like last year they went Joe Alt, right?
Yep.
And
that was a great pick.
Definitely a great pick. But I can see him again.
I can see him going. It's Harbaugh, and he loves his offensive lineman. His offensive lineman.
Yep.
Because he's the only one that's actually said that offensive line. That's the only job that the offensive lineman is the team.
Yep.
Because without a good offensive line, you're not doing anything on offense. That in turn hurts your defense.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only ones that don't get backup, right? They've got to be good.
Yep, I agree.
And they're letting that clock go down. Holy cow. Did they even make a pick?
I haven't seen anything yet.
No. I know this doesn't. Oh, there it goes. I mean, like, it doesn't happen often, but it has like. And then there's how many picks can we get in before the guys get who got skipped, right?
Yep.
All right. Come on out here, old man. Get up on the stage and do your job. So here's what's available: Campbell, Hampton. I like that pick too, though.
What
Golden,
pick?
that's a good pick. Hampton and Golden.
Oh, for
the Chargers.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, LA. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm still saying San Diego.
All right. Yeah. I at this point I'm just starting to call everybody by whatever, because that chart, other than the Commanders, they're going to get called Washington. But everybody else, they get.
I'm glad you said it, because I was going to call you out on that. So
yeah. It's all about the Chargers. I'm going to call everyone. Nobody gets a city except for Washington.
All right, where's the pick at? Come on, guys! I hate when they take all this extra time. It's like it's not necessary.
Because I would guarantee this other pick is already in. It almost happens every year. They especially when you get later into the first round. Not that you don't want to give them their full 10 minutes. Everyone still gets, or 15 minutes or whatever it is. But make the announcement. We can talk about this stuff after the fact. Everyone's making their guess. The pick's already in. Let's go.
Yeah, Green Bay's. It says 7 minutes left. It's crazy that Green Bay was 11-6 and third in the NFC North.
Amari, Hampton. They went running back. Oh.
Like I said, that it makes sense with him.
I know.
It makes sense.
Dude's a little pinball. And he's
fast.
Little. Yeah.
And that's the thing. He's fast.
Yeah. This is nice.
Yeah, if you like with this guy, if you're in the secondary, you can't tackle him high.
No.
You just can't.
And when you look at him, like, he doesn't have the super tree trunk legs, but he's strong. Right. Like, he just runs through contact. And you get to go play for the hardball that likes to run the ball. Man, did you not land in a good spot?
That's great. Good for him. I actually like that pick for the Chargers, too.
Yeah. Now, I didn't see him catching the ball out of the backfield, but I bet he can just enough to keep everybody honest.
Oh, he's good. He's good at catching the ball. Yeah.
I mean, anymore, that's what. If a running back's got to catch the ball.
You have to.
I mean, Derrick Henry's probably the only one that doesn't need to catch the ball, but there's not a lot of Derrick Henrys left. and he can catch the ball.
And he still does. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, I do love me some Derrick Henry. He just plays like he will run you over, then run around you.
Now, Green Bay, this is different. I can see them going James Pierce for this one. They kind of like those small tweener edge rushers, and I can kind of see Pierce being. I mean, Pierce is a big dude, 6'5", 245. It's just that he's not as strong as some of the other edge rushers, right? Like he's more quick and fast.
Yeah.
And I could see him going here to Green Bay.
Wow, that's a cool stat. what's his face though? They need a receiver too.
Who's that?
They just the Packers.
Oh, okay.
They just. I mean, 2002 is the last time they picked one in the first round.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you just paid your. I don't know. You pay these quarterbacks and then you don't give them any weapons, right? And good quarterbacks can make do with the receivers they've got. They can make them better, right?
But they could.
They could. But you got to make them better. Yeah, Detroit's was better, boys. Sorry, Green Bay. Y'all ain't got the people.
No, they don't. Oh, yeah, they added Mecole Hardman. I forgot they added him.
Let's see. Lost. Yeah. But this could end their receiver drought.
I Will Johnson.
You don't take the Texas the receiver and try to play him in the cold. I don't see that happening.
I think Will Johnson would be awesome on the opposite side of what's his face, the other Pro Bowl cornerback they got. Like, talk about two potential shutdown corners.
Right.
Yeah. But I'd say Johnson's going to have to go in one of these next picks, either Minnesota or Green Bay. He's got to go in one of those. I don't see him lasting for both of those.
Yeah, well, at that point, then you're starting. Does he fall to the Lions?
I said that at the beginning, and I didn't think it was going to happen.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we're at pick 23, and he's still on the board. Like, it's not that I'd hate the pick. It's just not expected.
I don't know if I'd like it, though. That's a lot of picks that's devoted to the secondary. If you think about, like the last 3 years or whatever, like Kirby Joseph and Arnold and
but I know if he's gone. Right.
But he's a safety, though.
He is a safety. I think Will Johnson could bite one of those guys through that could move to safety, though.
But you don't need to.
Because
you got Brian Branch and you got Kirby Joseph for your safeties.
Oh, man. Well, it appears Green Bay has turned their pick in.
Yeah, they were shaking hands.
Yeah.
Knicks beat the Pistons 118 to 116.
That's a tough series right now. For the Pistons, they got to keep them under 100. If the defense plays the way that has down the stretch, they can keep the Knicks under 100. They're going to win the game. I think if the Knicks score 100, that's it.
All right. Announce it. Let's just go. This first round is way too long.
It is. It doesn't need to be as long as it is. And I get it's dramatic and it's paid and we're here watching it. We haven't stopped watching it yet.
Yeah, it's just way too long.
Yeah, that's why, like when it was in Detroit, I didn't even want to go down and, I don't feel like you could have enjoyed it. It's just because of how long it is. I mean, when you can do 2 rounds in the same amount of time tomorrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of the Jaguars? I mean, the Jaguars traded up to get that pick to take Travis Hunter.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's a lot to give up.
But if he's gonna be, well, if you think he's gonna be that guy, I guess, right? Especially if he's gonna end up playing both ways, you just got 2 players for one, right?
If he's gonna play both ways, sure, absolutely, right? That's because you gave up a first-round draft pick next year too, right? So there you go, right? Like that would make sense. But if he doesn't, that's a lot to give up for one player to move up 4 spots or 3 spots, whatever it was. I don't know about that. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's a lot to give up. And look, I'm sure he's the best, just because of being a 2-way player if he plays. But that's if he plays 2 ways. If he doesn't play 2 ways, like, I don't think he's that much better than some of the other wide receivers on the board to give up that much to go get him. That's all I'm saying.
I would have taken Mbuko or the guy from Ohio State as a receiver, as a pure receiver.
Pure receiver, sure.
Right?
All right.
Yeah. Stop talking. Give me the pick.
Nobody cares what you got to say, man.
I don't care that you're Green Bay, you're a mayor, you're da-da-da-da-da. I don't care. There's a Lions fan there, right up front. You see the grit sign?
How many of your owners? Shut up, man. Seriously.
Oh, yeah, because the Green Bay Packers are owned by share, I guess.
And he's still just
yakking.
Jeez, man.
Oh, we should buy Matthew Golden. Hey, look at that.
Matthew Golden.
I'm not a big fan of taking guys out of the warmth and putting them into the frozen tundra. It doesn't translate.
Not always, no.
Right? I mean, it can, but it just typically doesn't. $4.2. Yeah. Well, let's put some pads on you. Let's get you out there in late December.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see that 4.2 speed then.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yep, that's right.
Giants just picked up Kayvon Thibodeau's 5th-year option.
Well, there goes my plan.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. I mean, it just means that we'd get him for 2 years without having to,
Yeah, but I think that means that they will also be on the hook for a larger cap hit because now you got that year you got to pay as well.
That's true.
For part of the.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well. Hey, it was a fun little thought while it lasted.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so Minnesota's up.
They don't need receiver.
No,
they got the quarterback.
I don't think it's one of the biggest needs. I mean, I wouldn't mind like here again. Defense. I don't know why the defense is still on the board. I'm really shocked by it, but again, I don't mind. I've been saying all along I want offense to be selected to give Lions picks at defense.
Yep.
But They could use an offensive lineman. They could use defensive lineman, safety. Again, I don't know. We'll see. Like right now, I mean, it's almost crazy who Lions are going to be able to choose.
Yeah. There's like a lot, right?
Yeah.
And when you're picking 28, and you think about some, I don't want to say positions of need, but with what's still on the board and where we would like to get some depth or improvement, holy crap.
Exactly. I mean, look, just to name a couple, right? Of course, Will Johnson still there. James Pierce from Tennessee, the edge rusher. Jihad Campbell, again, I wouldn't mind seeing him in a Lions uniform.
Right.
A nice little pass rush from the linebacker position. You got Mike Green. You got Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State. The Donovan, edge rusher from Boston College. I can't say his last name. Right. Offensive tackle from Oregon, Josh Connerly. Let's see, defensive tackle Shamar Turner from Texas A&M, and then TJ Sanders, defensive tackle from South Carolina. It's like a smorgasbord of just like positions of need.
Yeah, like Campbell and Holmes are like, is this really happening? Like, it's like the movie Draft Day, and the quarterback starts to fall. Why is he falling? What is it about him? Everyone's taking who they wanted to take him because they didn't think he was going to be there. Like, holy cow. Let's go.
It is crazy. I mean, Minnesota, Houston, Rams, Baltimore. So 4 more guys will come off the board.
4
right?
More.
4 more.
You listed 8 to 10 names.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
Let's see. But right now, I mean, Pierce, Campbell, Green would probably be some of my biggest picks. But again, Green's, it's like he has a production, but that's not the size. And I just don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. And the Vikings lost some defensive line guys last year, or going into last year. Right? They lost both their defensive ends, didn't they? We took one, and the other guy went to Atlanta.
Well, I think they're gonna go offensive line because you got JJ McCarthy coming in.
Yeah.
Right. He's gonna be a first year quarterback. I think. I don't know. I just got a feeling that's gonna be a offensive lineman here to protect him.
Donovan Jackson.
Oh, you're ahead of me. He's still talking about it.
Oh well, I thought we timed it pretty good, but
we did. But I had a couple like delays, and it moved me back some more. Yeah. Again, I'm not surprised by that.
No. But now he's got a block for a Michigan guy. I wonder how he feels about that.
I'm sure they can let it go.
Well, until the game.
Well, until the game.
The game.
Yeah. At least McCarthy can always be like you're 0-for against me.
That's right. That's right. Oh, the Giants traded.
Oh, I don't see that yet. Who did they trade with?
Who's had the pick? It was just up. Houston? Was it Houston? It was Houston, I think. Houston, Rams, Baltimore, Detroit. I think that's what it was. The Giants traded back into the first round.
Out of the first?
No, they traded back in.
Oh, they traded back in.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, it was Houston. It was Houston.
All right. Well, who's on the board that they're like, that's the guy they got to go get? Is this the Will Johnson trade?
Dude, I'm a little. This could be Sanders, honestly.
Oh. Yeah. Well, we said someone would have to trade back in that was quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be Sanders.
Yep.
Because they wanted to get ahead of anybody else that might trade. Is the only thing I can think of. They want to get in front of them.
Because, I mean, there's not a team on the board that would have drafted a quarterback until Cleveland in round 2. And
yep,
Shedeur Sanders could have been that guy. Second round, first pick. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That could have happened.
Right. And they were picking after Cleveland. They had the second pick. So
they had the second pick. And it's possible that, someone, because they're only doing one round today, right? So, it's possible that after this, hey, Cleveland, what would it take for me to get your pick? Right?
right.
They have all night to try to trade that pick away.
Yep.
Pick is in. Rams are next. Then Baltimore. I don't know, man. I think it's got to be Sanders.
Look, based on what I would absolutely agree with that, because we know that it's now late first round. I think the value for a guy that is going to sit, because I think what's his face? Russell Wilson's going to play. He's going to be the guy this year until at least to start the season.
At least to start the season, sure.
Right.
All right. So Giants get number 25.
Go ahead.
Texans get 34, 99, and a 26 third round pick.
Wow. Mine. I have to load this back up. My TV went to the home screen. I'm on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still saying it's got to be Sanders. I mean, because other positions of need, they're picking 2. They're on the board for 2, right? In the second round. So, whether it was a wide receiver, defensive tackle, lineman, linebacker, whatever it may be, I don't know why they would. Yeah, it's got to be Sanders.
Yep. I mean, they had 2 rookies with over 1,000 yards. I mean, the team is young. Look, it's another guy.
He's looking happy.
What are you watching the draft on?
NFL Network.
Okay. Yep. All right. I didn't even ask that when we were trying to sync our. Whether if you were on ESPN or you were, some other one, but
I didn't think about it either.
All right. Atlanta just traded with the Rams. Atlanta's on the clock now.
Who's on the clock, you said?
Atlanta.
They traded 2?
They just traded back in, or traded in. I don't even know if they had a first round pick yet, but they just traded with the Rams.
Holy cow. Lots is happening now at the end of this.
Yep.
First round.
Commissioner's walking out to the mic. I'm going to try and wait until you see it.
Okay, I got Giants fans. I don't know.
They took Jackson Dart. Oh, out of Ole Miss. Wow.
What?
Wow. Shocker.
That is a big shocker.
Cleveland just got Shedeur Sanders with round 1 pick. It's got to be. Cleveland needs a quarterback.
Wait, no. What about Atlanta?
Atlanta doesn't need a quarterback. They took Michael Penix last year.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then they benched Kirk
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's one thing I think of was
season.
I was like, Cousins was terrible.
I got you. Yep.
And so but I totally forgot about Penix though.
Yep. Wow.
I am
that. Dion primetime is got to be out losing his mind.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, he is. You know he is. Wow, man. I am shocked.
Like, I didn't know. I've obviously heard of Jackson Dart, right? But as a first round quarterback, he wasn't even on my radar. Like, I seen it yesterday. Like, in somebody's mock, they had mocked him to go in the first round, kind of in this realm, right?
Right.
But I don't remember to whom. But that was the first time I think I'd seen him mocked in the first round. And
wow,
here
man.
it is. Here it is.
I mean, he did rush for 1,500 yards, like during his time there. Like he's not like, again,
he's not a statue, as you said.
A statue, yeah.
10 yards, almost 11 yards a pass attempt.
So they got
yards passing, 17 TDs on deep passes in 2024, 20 plus yards. That's crazy. They like to throw. He likes to throw the deep ball. He's got Malik Neighbors to throw it to.
What did the Falcons give up to get, and who are they going after?
Right?
That they would. I am so confused.
Well, the pick is in, but Atlanta made the trade. I think the pick is in. Or they're just now trying to catch up. But we are 2 picks away from the newest Detroit Tiger. Jesus. It's been a lot of baseball lately. Detroit Lion. Here we go. The Falcons get the 26th overall and a 3rd round pick. The Rams got their second round, their 7th round, and a 1st rounder next year. Look, next year the Rams are getting a quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. Who did they take? What do they need? I think they got a really good tight end, so I don't think it's tight end.
They picked a linebacker earlier on in Jalen Walker.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking offense. But with all the defenders left, I'd say defense.
There it goes. There it is. Defensive end.
Okay. So now you're ahead of me.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you were looking it up?
No, it just popped up on my notification thing.
Oh.
I don't know why this one popped up, but it did.
Yeah, well, there's your guy out of Tennessee. They jumped Detroit. Detroit had to be chomping at the bit, thinking this guy was going to be there.
Well, So, and here's the problem. Baltimore's next.
Yep.
And I think personally, like they love defense. This could be where my linebacker goes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but they need a cornerback. They do need a cornerback.
Yeah.
And Will Johnson's still on the board. I can see the Lions though, man. They're going to fool everybody, and they're gonna go like Josh Simmons, offensive tackle. Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
They're gonna pull a New England Patriots.
Yeah,
just like some like who, and everyone's like, who the hell is this guy? Right? That's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
Like, all these guys are just there for him. All these defensive guys fell, and they're going to go like some off the wall, like crazy pick.
Yeah, we're gonna take the cheerleader from Tennessee.
Well, let me see a picture. I don't know.
Oh man. It would be cool to see a fourth Michigan guy go in the first round, though. Not gonna lie.
I mean, like,
I think the Commanders is a spot for Will Johnson. I think the Bills could use a cornerback. Philly doesn't. I think they. I can't.
Philly doesn't need anything. Honestly, like that team is stacked.
Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs could use a little, but yeah, Philly is, man. Howie Roseman has been doing a heck of a job.
Yeah,
in Philly.
Whew. Well. One more pick, and then we got the Lions. I mean, just come on, just pick already, Baltimore. Freaking Harbaugh's always using the every
milking the clock. Milking the clock.
I could see John Harbaugh on the phone with Jim Harbaugh. Hey man, is Will Johnson the real deal? Is he?
Right.
All right.
Don't think that they haven't had that conversation. And it's weird. Like, everyone talks about Jim Harbaugh, and his coaching style and how. And I'm like, the dude hasn't done anything but win. First season, he goes 11-6. Right? Like, you could say what you want, I guess, about his coaching style, but the dude wins.
Yeah, he wins.
Oh, I forgot they took Nate Wiggins last year. Is that who you were talking about for Baltimore, having Will Johnson and Nate Wiggins? That would be.
No, not. I mean, yes, it'd be a good duo, but no, it was. I don't think they have anybody but Nate Wiggins, though.
Kyle Hamilton's not a bad safety. I mean,
he's one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Pick is in.
Oh. I found a local card shop when I was traveling.
Okay.
I just picked up a couple singles, not really worth much, but Will Anderson.
Huh?
Terrion Arnold.
Nice.
McConkey.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Westberg. Yeah. Like I said, just picked up a couple.
Well, you brought the bag out. I'm like, what did we get? A snack? Like, it had to be a cookie from his platinum something, because those cookies were good, dude.
No, not this time. Not this time.
I was like, that was a really good cookie. I'm not gonna lie. The can of peanuts on my bed. It's already after freaking 11 o'clock.
I know, man.
I got 5 picks left.
Stretching this way too long, man.
Yeah. I mean, you started it at 8. We should be done at 11.
At the latest.
Right?
Yes.
So they got to get better. They got to get better. Yeah. I thought, well, Baltimore's going to be dangerous again this year. Lamar Jackson is really starting to come into his own. Derrick Henry's still showing he's got a lot left in the tank. And dude, he ran for 1,900 yards last year. At the age that he's at. I think he's 30. Took a safety. That's interesting.
That is interesting. I haven't seen it yet. Cool. All right, Lions on the clock.
This is the deal. Let's go.
Dude, they got their picks from defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers.
Yeah.
Like
your linebacker that you were talking about is still available.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I am shocked that he's still on the board. Wow. Have 2 Campbells?
Right?
5 minutes left for this pick. They've been on the clock for a while. I mean, again, Will Johnson's still available, but man, I would love to. Again, as much as I am a homer, I don't want to see another investment in cornerback. Give me Campbell or a defensive end, a defensive tackle, even.
Yeah,
like,
I would say
give me
tackle or linebacker is where I'd like.
Front 7 on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Or front 7 on the defense, not defensive line. But you know what I mean.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking. Come on, Lions.
You know what we haven't seen?
What's that?
The Sanders.
Huh?
Like, they haven't shown Shedeur Sanders since that Giants pick. Or even before that Giants pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he thought he was going to the Giants because he looked way too happy when the camera was on him.
I mean, come on, right? Like, they just traded up, and you know they're quarterback needy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Nobody's touching this guy, man. Like,
I'm telling you. Like, yes, you kind of rode the coattails of your dad. Yes, you are who you are in your own right. But sometimes, I don't know. That was shocking. Shocking.
That was shocking. Absolutely. I mean, well, but the pick is in. Detroit's picking. I was just going to say, like, dude, like, for me, I am shocked that the Lions haven't moved around in this draft.
Yeah.
They just sat still. That's not like them.
No. And maybe that was their game plan going in. Like, maybe they were really thinking about, would anyone want to trade out and, like, trying to collect a couple picks, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you've seen some of the stuff people gave up to trade back in. What the Giants and the Atlanta gave up to come back. I mean, that would have been huge picks.
It'd have been sweet if Cleveland tried trading up to get Sanders now, and then you get the first pick in the second round and plus extra.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd been so sweet.
Like pick number 33, it's not like that's close enough to the first round for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yep. All right, come on. Pick us in. Show me who the Lions got. I want to know.
Let's see. Who do my Commanders need? I think they could use another receiver. Offensive line. I think they need some defense. Backfield.
Well, I'd say backfield for sure. Safety, quarterback.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. Put Will Johnson on the other side of Mike Sanders drill? Oh! Yes! Let's go! That'd be awesome.
I really wish in some way, somehow, Lions could have got Mason Graham. I mean, look, I know it's not possible. I'm just saying.
Right.
It would have been great.
5 years ago, Lions, we would have had Mason Graham.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. Man, this is still just going. You know, it's like I understand the interviews for the rookies, but they all say the same thing. Nobody says anything different.
No.
I don't have to hear from them.
No. Coach Campbell looks like he can still play football, dude.
Yeah,
Did you see him? He was coming out of that shirt.
I see him now.
Yeah. Like just raw. He is not missing time in the weight room. Just saying.
They're happy. Like they always are.
I'm gonna wait for you to get the selection. So I'm gonna go stone face.
It's not who I thought. I already know who it is.
Defensive tackle. He's a big boy. He's gonna. I mean. I mean, okay. I mean, he was a 2-time or 3-time third-team Big Ten. I don't know that that's something to. I don't know. It's 13, dude. I don't know. An 88.6 run defensive grade. Okay. All right, not bad totals. And we know who he's played against, so
that's what
we know his competition, who he's played against.
Yeah.
So, we're looking at. He had some good numbers. But a rotational guy for DJ Reader and
look, it's the front seven. That's what I keep saying. Yeah. It's in the front seven. That's what I was wanting. Not exactly the player I wanted, but it's again, whatever. It is what it is.
It is. So I'm not unhappy. To me, like sometimes linemen are just like your safe picks, right? But
sure, absolutely.
You know,
but
at 334 pounds, if anything, he's gonna clog the middle, right? If he can get any kind of push up the middle, defensive ends are gonna be eating quarterbacks.
yes, but I guess my problem with that pick is, what does that say about like Broderick Martin, for an example, right? Like, he was a big boy too, and and he's a third round pick, fourth round pick. He's still pretty decently high. Yep. So what does that mean? Like, he isn't what they thought he was going to be. Like, that's just a wasted pick now, right?
Could be. He's been hurt though. Like, wasn't it like his whole first year he was hurt?
Yeah, he hasn't done any. No.
I mean, I think that's what it means. Is like, is he a guy that you can rely on to actually give you any minutes?
Well, what about Wingo?
Yeah,
we drafted him last year. How about?
I think he's going to get a chance.
How about Anzarike?
Well, we said the Lions didn't. They went with their position of need, or their best player available, because it just, you're right. They had their pick of any number of players.
Yes, they did,
and they went with the guy that they think fits their system. We know how that is. They want guys that are Lions, they're grit. That's what they're going to play. We had some injuries along the offensive line, so now they got a little depth. Because this guy's first round pick. I'm assuming he's going to be getting some playing time, right?
Of course, but I am so confused. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm just confused. Like, look, don't get me wrong. Like, Campbell, Anzalone, and Barnes with Rodriguez, right? Not bad linebackers overall.
No.
Right? But I don't really think any of them are really good pass rushers. I think that's the biggest problem, is we don't really have a good pass rusher for a linebacker.
Right.
So,
they taking pictures of? There's Sanders. You're still smiling. Well, who's going to jump? Who's coming back to the first round? I could see New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans could.
Vegas. And Cleveland. Cleveland's got 2 picks in the top 4 picks in the second round.
Yep. Dude, I think they had like 10 picks this year.
So
overall,
to give up, they wouldn't have to give up both second round picks
to
move up into the first round right now.
No.
Because you're right, Philly could just collect picks and just drop out because they don't need anybody. Here it goes. Come on, say it. Nope. They went. They're going to protect their quarterback. Ooh, it's a big boy. Almost 6'5", 311.
I'm looking to see if anybody had that defensive tackle like
where they had it
mocked towards them.
You said, like, you even predicted it. The Lions are going to do something Some obscure name out of nowhere. You put it out there. That's what happened.
I did. I did.
Girl trying to keep her boobs in her shirt. Oh. Wow, that's a pretty good stat. I think it said 2 sacks allowed and over 1,000, almost 1,100 snaps.
Yeah.
The Lions still have a second round pick, right?
Oh, I was actually looking that up, and I got sidetracked.
I still think Buffalo might need offensive line.
Yeah, they got the 20th pick in the second round as well.
Okay.
So they have a 1, 2, 3, 4, no 5, a 6, and 2, 7.
Okay. Chicago's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 9 in the second round.
I mean, I don't know who. I mean, I wonder if the Lions are just going to stay put the entire draft, because it's just.
Well,
I mean, what was it? Well, Jamo. They moved up for Jamo a couple years ago.
Yep. So to me, I mean, the pick's okay. I still think trading down would have been more beneficial to get that, a second rounder or a third rounder.
Me too.
Right? Maybe like a second and a sixth rounder, so you're not skipping around kind of thing. Even if you gave up that 7th round to trade in, you know what I mean? So like to package it. But we'll see. I think Jamo is still going to be on the. I can't imagine what they get for him now, but I don't think they get a first round pick. I think they get a third round pick for him if they do anything with
Probably.
him. So I will say Buffalo goes offensive line. I think I don't know.
I mean, they could go for. I mean, they need defense. They have to get defense, but they also need a receiver.
Yeah.
But pretty much anything on defense they need.
That's I won't say it, but that's a pretty nifty looking wheelchair there. It's got like a height adjustment. Very cool. I don't know that I've ever seen one that does that. All right, Bills Mafia. Let's get hype. Well, took a cornerback.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Except they need defense. All right.
Love seeing the excitement on these guys' face.
Eagles and Chiefs just traded.
What? Oh, they did. What? I won't call that the weirdest trade, but that's
a weird trade though.
That's a weird trade. Like, who do you think Casey's gonna take that you couldn't get one pick later?
Right. Unless that would make sense either. It says unless somebody else was trying to trade up with them. That's so weird, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason for it. It's Philadelphia.
It's
I'm not knocking them. Philadelphia's
they've done really well in the draft.
Yep. What Georgia players up there now? They like Georgia.
Yes, they do.
Jared Wilson, center from Georgia. Top center on the board.
Oh,
no, I would say that's yeah.
That's the guy. That's the guy on the board. Got it.
I'm just gonna say that's my prediction, just because they like Georgia, and now that they lost Kelsey, I mean, I guess right? Like,
well, yeah. So this will be year 2 without Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
So centers probably, yeah. Okay. But really,
I don't know, man.
You take you move up one spot to get. I don't know. That's okay.
And they gave a 5th rounder to him too. Just like, here's a 5th for one spot.
It's not a lot, I guess. I mean, when we think about it.
No, it's not a lot, but still, man.
And they've already made their pick.
I'm tired of players getting interviewed. Is that like bad of me to say? Like, I don't care what they have to say right now.
Yeah, I just like to thank God for this opportunity.
I'm going to give my all to this new team. We're going to win some Super Bowls.
That's right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh
Here's
well.
your linebacker.
Yeah. Is that who it is? Or is it your?
No, that's my prediction.
Oh.
Because what's the linebacker just retired? Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
Because they got a running back. They're good at receiver. I think their offensive line, obviously, the offensive line is good. The quarterback is good. Like offensively, I
Tight end, but I don't think they'll trade up for a tight end.
yeah, no.
I mean, Elijah Arroyo is still there.
Now see, they're just not post defensive end. Brandon Graham retired after 15 seasons.
Yeah, but that linebacker, I don't think can play defensive end though. He's got to be off the ball. Like
I get it. I'm just saying, it might not be that specific position, but to fill a void or to help out on the defense. Nah, they take Shador Sanders.
that'd be crazy,
right?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But I guess, wow. You don't got to play right away. You can play behind a good quarterback. I don't know. I know. I definitely don't think that's who it is, but it's the end of the first round, so like weird things happen at the end of the first round.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And we said it doesn't get much weirder than moving from 32 to 31 to get a guy that you probably could have got at 32. I'm just saying, right?
Right. No, it's true.
Well, they brought in a tight end, 2 tight ends actually.
Okay. Just get on with it already, NFL.
They brought in a couple of linebackers too. Wow. I like the commissioner's suit with the tennis shoes, though. It's kind of
it's my linebacker.
Yeah. Well, it hit me when I thought about Brandon Graham being gone. So,
dang it.
I mean, the Lions would have had to trade up in the second round to get him.
Eagles are always taking my players.
Yeah. I wonder how many guys they got left in the green room. Yeah. to get drafted by the Super Bowl champs. Okay. Yeah, at least the commissioner's back's doing better this year. I think it was it last year? Was it with us or the year before he had the back surgery? I can't remember. Almost 6'3" and 235. Yeah, he's definitely not going to play. Yeah,
he's a great pass rusher, man.
Yeah. Takes good angles. Good balance on his. There you go. He had to hook his arm. Good motor. Yeah. Yeah, their front seven's pretty good.
That's what?
I says their front seven's doing pretty good.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man. I think he'd have been a great fit in the Lions. I really do. Like that one hurts my heart, man. Because
yeah,
he fell to the Lions. I really wanted him with the Lions, and then the Eagles got him.
Yeah. I know we say this probably we have at least the last few years. Gotta have faith in what the Lions are doing from a front office standpoint. They're taking their guys, right?
I don't know if you had the sound on, but they just said that Eagles have been trying to trade up to get this guy since 21.
Oh, jeez. Well, the fact that he fell to 31 and they only had to give up a 5th rounder, that could be the steal of the draft.
I think it is right now. Right now it is. 100% it is. In my opinion, right now.
Yeah.
But because everybody else kind of went where you kind of expected them to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's cool. Gets to play for his hometown, Philly. Because he's from South Jersey, apparently. Yeah, the Chiefs are used to picking 32. It's kind of a... I know it's not really their pick, but, you know. They've picked 32 a lot in the last 7 years.
Yes, they have.
Here it comes, everybody. Last pick. Josh Simmons from Ohio State. I know. That's the guy. You said him earlier. I know. And so ends the first round, everybody.
So, look, let's wrap it up real quick, right?
Okay.
Biggest surprise had to been the trade up for a quarterback that was not Sanders.
Yes.
Right? That had to be the biggest surprise. The Lions get someone to help the front seven, not in the position we thought. And Jamo's still on the team right now. So,
yep.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to say anything negative about the Lions pick. I think right now the current regime has earned a little bit of just leeway, or I don't know what you want to call it, right? Like,
yeah,
like wait and see, or
I mean, last few years have they missed on their first round picks?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it's trust in their process. I guess all I can say is just trust in their process.
But yeah, we got to do that. But I'm just, like right at the end, I mean,
like when you could have got
back-to-back picks.
Yeah, like when you could have got the guy from Alabama, the linebacker, right? Camp. I mean, come on, that would have been great. It would have been great.
I thought that would have been like it shaped up perfectly for them. And Johnson, surprisingly, not a first round pick.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I think the injury thing is it's what it is.
It's got to be. It's got to be because other quarterbacks went before him.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like
I think Cleveland's gonna take. I would think Cleveland has got to take Shedeur Sanders with one of their two picks to start the second round. I would assume, right?
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? At this point, I don't even know what to say. Like, I mean, as far as like who has to take Shedeur Sanders, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, plenty, like when you talk about the top of the second round, I mean, there are teams, right? The Jets are there; they could use a quarterback, right? I feel like they could always use a quarterback. Las Vegas, Cleveland,
New Orleans.
New Orleans. So, like, there are plenty of teams there. I mean, maybe even Dallas if you want to draft a backup. Indiana, I know they took Anthony Richardson. I don't think he's the guy.
Doesn't appear to be right now, no.
Right? The Rams are picking, when they're right there trying to, quarterback of the future after, Stafford, retires.
Well, look, a lot of the edge guys fell. Mike Green, that Donovan guy out of Boston College.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay. There's a lot of receivers on the board right now. Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris, Luther Burden, Jalen Noel. Yeah. I was so shocked. Like right now, if I started, or I'm gonna phrase that, if I I can't even talk right now. Out of all the players that are currently left, I think the guy I want the most right now is someone like a Jared Wilson, a center. You know, because it's like it seems to be every year we are wondering like how long our center is going to keep playing.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ragnall's been fighting those injuries.
He's been fighting the injuries.
Right. Doesn't practice during the week when the season is right. You know what I mean? So
right.
Like he's always on the injury list. Then on a Friday he gets cleared and he's out there on Sunday. So, and I know we've got who's the guard? The guy's kid's been playing left guard. He's not a kid anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna be he's gonna fill in.
Yeah, like plays the backup center role right. But you get a center guy who can play center and you slide him out in the guard, and now you have that flexibility amongst your middle three. Man, come on now.
Well, Glasgow is still there, right? You're talking about.
Yep.
Christian Mahogany is going to get a
real good
starting role
this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But like, aside from that, though, right? Like your tackles are going to be set, Decker and Sewell. But again, Decker's going up there in age. He's 31.
Yep.
Glasgow's 32, and Ragnall's only 28. But the guy, he's just hurt all the time.
Yeah.
But so with all that being said, you have Giovanni Manu, Colby Sorsdale, right? Those two guys, I would really like to see some sort of improvement out of them. We need improvement out of them.
Yes. Absolutely.
But a center / tackle, because we have to start planning for the future. Offensive line's too important.
Especially how our offense is. Right, and it's going to be different this year, right? Because we got
new offensive coordinator.
The defense. When you think about the player we selected, defense is going to be a little different too, right? So, maybe that's what threw us off, because we had this coaching staff that we were maybe starting to figure out. And now we don't have all of those players in place. I don't know,
man. But look, think about the defensive tackles we have on the roster, right? Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader,
yep,
Levi Onwuzurike, Broderick Martin, Mekhi Wingo. Just those five, right? I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. And then for ends, Hutchinson, Davenport, Pascal. It just seems like where is the compliment to Hutchinson? Davenport? Is that really who we're going to be dependent on? I don't know. Could they try moving Wingo or Onwuzurike outside? I think they played Onwuzurike in the defensive end position a couple times last year.
I thought so too. Yep.
Maybe that's what they're looking at doing. I have no idea. But it just seems like when you have McNeil, Reader, Onwuzurike, Martin, and Wingo, you have five players that are basically starters for defensive tackle. Why are we drafting a sixth? It just seems like there's something going to be happening in that group. Someone moving, changing positions, like we talked about Onwuzurike. It just seems like something's happening because that's just too many.
No, it would make sense that you got to look at the size, because I think the guy they just picked, he's not going to be a guy that you would slide out there.
No, not the guy they picked. No. And of course McNeil isn't.
No.
And
not going to be. So
and Reader's not.
Those three guys are definitely staying in the middle.
And Martin's a big dude too.
Yes.
But Onwuzurike and Wingo, one of those guys would be doing it because they're both a little bit smaller.
Yep.
But I don't think Wingo can do it. I don't know. Anyway, the pick's a little. Again, I'm not going to bash the pick. They've earned a little bit of trust. right? So I'm just going to trust them and see how it goes. But it's not what I expected. It's a position I said I'd be okay if they drafted. I wanted someone in the front 7.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just that when I saw who else was there, it was just, that's what kind of changed my mind about the whole thing. When I saw who else was available. So.
Because there's some top first round talent that is now in the second round.
And we're in the back of the second round and we can't get it.
No, yeah. Is someone going to give you a second round pick for Jamo to come up?
Well, remember all that talk about trading Hendon Hooker too?
That's true.
And we haven't heard anything.
Nope.
Let's see if I'm just going to do a quick Google on that and see if there's anything. Yeah, they said that. Now this one is back from April 15th. Hooker to the Saints in a projected trade.
Yeah. Where did the Patriots traded the kid they drafted last year? He was used to play at Michigan, but came out of Tennessee. They traded him to somebody.
Oh, yeah, the guy with the big arm. Yeah.
He played like crap for Michigan. So, and honestly, I didn't think he was even. Yes,
Milton.
Milton.
He went to the Dallas Cowboys.
That's where he went. Okay. I couldn't. I know he got traded. I couldn't remember to whom. So maybe that I said something about Dallas and backing up Dak for Shador, which would be interesting because that's where his dad played too at one time. But
yeah.
They just brought in, I think, hit that backup. So
well, anyway, we're not going to do a live show tomorrow for rounds 2 and 3, but we might be able to get on and talk about it. But we're not going to be doing a live show. And other than that, I mean, there's not much more to say, honestly.
Yeah. No.
So
we'll kind of wait and kind of do a recap tomorrow night. We'll go come on near the end of the draft, and we'll just go from there for those rounds. And then maybe Saturday do the same thing. No. Well, I'll be driving Mom home.
Oh yeah. But anyway, look, anybody watch, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about the Lions draft pick. You like it? Let us know.
And if not, we don't care. We're going to stick with it.
We got to give them a little bit of, yeah. Anyway, all right. Look, I'm tired. Hopefully you guys can tell. I am like way out of it. Appreciate everybody watching.
It's midnight.
And
no wonder we're tired.
We got long days. And we'll talk to everybody later. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.